The cultivation of a responsibly carefree attitude is to many ears an oxymoron. But consider what it means to be emotionally dysregulated. Who is on their best performance? Who can do their best work when they are in any of the three lower states of emotional valence? Anger, sadness, and fear are all forms of volatility, forms of contraction, forms of irritability, and therefore forms of suboptimal emotional posture. However, they are all motivational, given that they're all states that are self-terminating, in that they seek to find consolation. The angry person, the sad person, and the scared person all say, I'll be okay if and when. I don't have solace, but if and when this happens, I will. I don't have peace of mind. I'm not okay. Things are not okay. I'm not okay. Things are not okay. But when this or that happens, then I'll be okay. So there is a directionality to anger, sadness, and fear, because they are trying to get away from something. And in our last segment, we talked about what they're trying to get away from is the gap between vision and perception. So they're trying to pull together a fragmented experience. They're seeking integrity where they see fragmentation, where they see a gaping wound, they see an insult, they see disunion. That's the delta between the vision of what could be and the perception of what is, and that by turns creates anger, sadness, and fear. But how about the person who says, I'll be okay even if? That's the Stoic. That's the spiritualist. That's the peaceful one. The peaceful one says, I'll be okay even if things are okay. I'll be okay even if I don't get my way. Even if things are not the way that I think things should be, I'll be okay. Well, that reminds me of a bumper sticker that says, if you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. And that may have flown to some people in the 90s when I originally saw it. And it actually still flies for a lot of people today, but it's those very same people, maybe not, who would categorize the surveillance capitalism industrial complex abbreviated by their ticker symbols that spell FANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, would accuse them as rage baiting, accuse them of rage baiting. Okay, well, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, what are they trying to do? By the most cynical evaluation, the most uncharitable interpretation of their model, their business model, their revenue stream, their profit model, is that they are capturing your attention, tracking your eyeballs and your finger clicks. They are feeding you information that generates hopelessness, that makes you feel the itch. And then on the other side of that, against that content, they're pushing ads that appeal to your hope of having physical satisfaction, emotional satisfaction, mental satisfaction, financial satisfaction, social satisfaction, and moral satisfaction, so that you can continue on the treadmill. So it's actually rage baiting that FANG is participating in, and so they would be the first ones to say and to promote what's on the bumper sticker, which says, if you're not outraged, or if you're not depressed, or if you're not scared, then you're not paying attention. So what does it mean to be responsibly carefree? Bringing it back to the original prompt we started with. Well, it would mean to be okay with things as they are, which also means being in a mental, emotional, attitudinal posture of forgiveness and understanding of the past, human nature being what it is, atrocities being what they are, forces of nature, this and that, while simultaneously confident and hopeful, ideally with an empirical basis to support a path, a clear path, a clear trajectory of progress and evolution that we are just at one point of. We're in a slice of reality, many slices before us and many slices ahead of us, but what's separating the future from the present, as far as we can tell, as far as our intuitions guide us to believe, is that the past is set. The physical, emotional, mental, financial, social, and moral past is done, but the future presents an array of possibilities that will be, by any individual or group that has any amount of power or agency, funneled into probabilities and then eventually into inevitabilities. And this is what it means to be a master of the universe, to be a master of any domain, to be master of any physical, emotional, mental, financial, social, or moral mechanism or ecosystem. Or architecture. Which again, as we discussed prior, is the main contender for the point of education: mastery, familiarity, expertise, experience, perspective, mastery. And so the one who's responsibly carefree has faith, has confidence. And the one who's most responsibly carefree has evidence for that optimism.